There was no ceremony, there were no farewell hugs. Just one gesture across the table from Chancellor Merkel to Theresa May. The German leader lowers her head and rubs her eyes. Outside, around 20 pro-Remain demonstrators attacked the withdrawal treaty until Belgian police asked them to stop.
It's just for the security. We'll ask you to stop this.
Europe's leaders warned that even if MPs voted it down, there wouldn't be a better deal on offer.
I hear a lot of people talking about better deals or alternative deals, and anyone can have a better deal or an alternative deal in their own minds. But an agreement 500 pages long that 28 member states can sign up to, nobody has that. So what's on the table is the only deal that's on the table.
I'm totally convinced that this is the only deal possible. Those who do think, by rejecting the deal, that they would have a better deal, will be disappointed in the first seconds after the rejection of this deal.
In a press conference, Theresa May repeatedly claimed the public backed her approach, hoping that will turn some hostile MPs to back her in the Commons.
In any negotiation, you do not get everything you want. I think the British people understand that. The people voted for Brexit. What people want to see is an end to free movement. The British people don't want to spend any more time arguing about Brexit.
The Prime Minister said defeat in the Commons would bring chaos.
It will be one of the most significant votes that Parliament has held for many years. On it will depend whether we move forward together into a brighter future or open the door to yet more division and uncertainty.
There must be, if you want to avoid division and uncertainty, the other side of a defeat, there must be a plan B. You're not telling us that there is just a void, a black hole, nothing on the other side of defeat, are you?
Well, I think you've heard today what has been said by the Commission and by other European leaders, that this deal is the result of significant, tough, difficult negotiations over a period of time. It is Jean-Claude Juncker's phrases were the best possible deal and the only deal possible. I want to deliver Brexit for the British people. This is a good deal that delivers Brexit for the British people, and I hope every member of Parliament will see that and see the importance of that.
Some leaders speculated what Plan B might look like.
Could be returned for the vote of people. It could be new elections. It could be a request for renegotiations. There is at least 4, I calculated.
There was some emotion on display today, but it wasn't universal.
Regardless of how it will all end, one thing is certain. We will remain friends until the end of days, and one day longer.
I don't think that Britain will be a third country like other third countries are third countries. There is between us something which are the remainings of love.
The German Chancellor next door just said in her press conference, she was speaking of her genuine sadness that Britain is leaving. Do you share this sadness?
Well, no, but I recognise that others do. I think that's I recognise some European leaders are sad at this moment, but also some people back at home in the UK will be sad at this moment. But the way I look at it is actually this is for us now to move on to the next stage.
First thing this morning, the 27 leaders staying in the EU met without Britain at the table. Soon, all EU meetings will be like this. Some of their decisions will continue to shape rules for Britain. But Britain will be outside this door.
Well, Gary, I mean, when European leaders say, this is the deal, don't expect a better one, is that true? Do they mean it?
They certainly said it a lot today. They said they don't want to unpick the draft treaty, the withdrawal agreement, nearly 600 pages of it. They absolutely don't want to go near that. They wouldn't do it even for people who were staying inside the EU. Maybe they could tinker a bit with the political declaration, the non-binding document, but they put some extra language in that to try and help Theresa May out just in the last few days, and a fat lot of good it did her. I suspect in certain circumstances you could see things shift. So if there were to be a general election in Britain and a change of government, if there were to be a referendum and a change of Britain's position in some way, a different mandate, you can imagine it then. Or if Theresa May lurched towards, say, the Labour Party position, got closer to their position and thereby even closer to Europe. But in the process, of course, she would have busted apart the Conservative Party. So that seems like quite a tough order.
What else are you picking up about their attitude towards Britain?
Well, they're a little bit snippy, actually. Behind the talk about how sorry we are to see you go and the rest of it, there was a document that was produced that clearly spelled out they intend to keep progress chasing Britain as to whether we're keeping to commitments. You won't get things like the extension on the transition unless you've satisfied us on everything else. At one point, President Macron actually spelled it out and said, I've got quite a bit of leverage over you. He was talking about fisheries, but you sense they don't feel entirely relaxed about just letting Britain, even if we get there, carry on implementing the deal unless supervised.